Hey, what is going on, guys? Hades here, and today we are back with another video. And today is kind of a different thing that would normally be on my channel. Today we're actually going to be talking about Black Ops 3. So at the time I'm recording this is Thursday, the 23rd of April, which is actually 3 days away from the world reveal of Black Ops 3. So I thought it was only appropriate for me to do a Black Ops 3 video and have some Black Ops 2 gameplay in the background, because today I'm going to be doing 3 separate videos actually, one about single player, one about multiplayer, and then the third one about zombies. So obviously the first one will be single player, and with the world reveal on Sunday, you know, maybe I could get a couple of things right. But anyway, we're going to jump straight into it, so yeah, let's do that. So yeah, single player on Black Ops 3, what do we want and what do we not want? So I'm kind of like biased in a conversation like this because I'm more of a Treyarch fan, bit of a fanboy, so I would normally not dislike much about their campaigns. Okay, so yeah, some things I liked about Black Ops 1 and 2, not just Black Ops 2 but 1 as well, is how, well, I'd say probably just 2 more for this purpose, but it switched between, well no, I guess I did it in Black Ops 1 too, switching between the Cold War and World War 2 when I went back to Reznov, but in Black Ops 2 mainly where it would go from 2025 back to, you know, Alex Mason in, you know, Afghanistan and stuff like that, back in the 80s and the early 70s or whatever, and the Cold War era still. That's kind of what made the campaign enjoyable, was the fact that it, you know, went back and forth, and you know, it wasn't just one story. It was different, you know. It didn't really do that in Call of Duties before that, so that's one thing I definitely want back in Black Ops 3. Is we know it's set in the future, but if it could go back in the past again at some points, would really enjoy that. So yeah, in the description of the game it said a dark, twisted future. Now I've had quite a lot of theories about this over the last couple of weeks, and I've come to the realization that what if the dark, twisted sense of the future is that it has something more to do with zombies, so the campaign is tied in with zombies somehow. It's kind of stupid because it's obviously not true, because they wouldn't do something like that. They just keep zombies to itself and single player campaign to itself. But how cool would that be that single player was more, you know, to do with zombies? There was the links there. They were both linked together story wise. That would be just amazing. That would be fantastic. But yeah, I was thinking with the dark twisted side of it that, you know, the machines, you know, people start to become more robotic. You get robot parts like robot arms, you know, people starting to become more cyborg, you know, that sort of thing, and then they're obviously still trying to create something, and something goes wrong and it creates zombies, and you know, shit gets real. So some other things, in Black Ops 2 there was actually a create a class type function, a class loadout for single player, which I found was really, really useful, because it literally let you cater to what your needs were. If you were more of a sniper, then you could pick a sniper. If you were more of an assault and you wanted a shotgun as your secondary, you could do that, which I thought was really, really good. You know, you could do it if you wanted to, and I could choose. I think I chose for this mission you'll be seeing in the background, I was using the AK-47 and the FAL, or the FAL. They both had select fire on as well, so that was like my choice, because I knew that the mission was mainly ranged, so I'd need ARs, especially a semi-automatic one, and with select fire I could obviously switch it to automatic, so it came in handy, and it's a good idea. So I hope they bring class loadout functions to the single player in Black Ops 3. So another thing about the campaign obviously is, you know, for Black Ops 1 we were Alex Mason, Black Ops 2 we were Alex Mason, but we were also David Mason, his son, for the majority of the campaign. So I'm wondering if Black Ops 3 will continue with the pattern of us playing as a Mason, you know, somewhere down the line in the Mason family, depending on what year it actually is, if it's far beyond 2025, or if, you know, it's around the same kind of time, or if it's way off, like we're talking way off, like, I don't know, nearly 100 years later or something, like really far off in the future. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see on Sunday, but I'd speculate that it's probably going to be a very, very long time after Black Ops 2, because from the sounds of it, it's probably going to be a long time after. I mean, the furthest we've ever been in Call of Duty so far is in Advanced Warfare, and I believe the year that was set in was, I can't remember, I think it's like 25 something, 2552, I don't know. It's some stupid year, ridiculously far in the future, and Kevin Spacey seems to still be alive. So the fact that there were multiple endings for Black Ops 2's campaign was very interesting as well. So if they bring that element back into it would be amazing, because I like the idea of, you know, Call of Duty having choices in the campaign, not just being linear to one ending. You can literally, depending on how you, if you kill someone or if you decide to keep them alive, you know, changes your ending, chooses how your campaign ends, you know, the result. So I hope they bring that back too. What we haven't seen in quite a while is actually co-op campaign. I know this kind of is like multiplayer / campaign talk, but the reason I'm talking about it is because World at War was the only one to have co-op campaign in the Call of Duties, and to be honest, that's why for me it was one of the best, or is the best Call of Duty in my opinion. I loved co-op campaign so much on World at War, and I loved World at War because, you know, it had everything. It had the co-op campaign, the solo campaign, it had the zombies, the multiplayer. The multiplayer was fantastic. You know, playing in a World War II era game is so fun. You know, you got the big maps, the tanks, the kill streaks were simple and worked well. It was such a fantastic game. I loved, you know, you could get your bolt action rifle, you could grab your Con 88K and run around with Con 88K and a Magnum or a Colt, and you know, you could place your betties down, and you could go into like the bell tower and outskirts, and you could snipe people, and it felt so like real in a sense. Like it felt like you were in World War II. It brought you as close to the game as it could. It brought you as close as it could. It felt so awesome in a sense. So I hope with Black Ops 3 they do something like that, where, you know, the co-op campaign, maybe it won't be the same campaign. Like with World at War, they'll miss some missions, or they just make a completely different campaign for co-op, where it somehow ties into the single-player campaign, but it isn't the same. So you won't play as the same character at all. Neither of the players will, or any of the players will, sorry. You play as different characters, or in the co-op campaign you get to create your own character, or in single-player you get to create your own character and you get to give yourself a name and stuff. So that'll be pretty cool too. Okay, so as far as villains go and enemies in the campaign, a lot of people are thinking that Dr. Salim will be the enemy, and then other people on the other side are thinking that the Unmasked Man, is he called, on Twitter, a lot of things going around about him. They reckon he'll be the villain, they reckon Salim will be the villain. It comes down to a matter of opinion really, and we'll obviously find out who the real villain of the game is going to be on Sunday, hopefully. So yeah, so I'm kind of hoping for a good villain now, because how can you live up to Menendez? He was probably the greatest villain in Call of Duty history. He was amazing. I mean, a lot of people will probably say Rourke now, or Kevin Spacey, but no, Raul Menendez is still the greatest villain in Call of Duty history for me. He was written so well, the campaign was brilliant, and it just worked so well with him being the villain. It was great. As for supporting characters, you know, Black Ops 1 and still in Black Ops 2 when you went back in time as Alex Mason, you had Hudson, you had freaking Frank Woods. For Christ's sake, how can you beat supporting characters like Frank Woods? You can't. The man was just unbeatable. One thing that mainly sticks in my mind for campaign is, during Black Ops 1 and 2, the one man that always seems to just pop up is Viktor Reznov. Now, if it is a Mason again that is involved in the campaign, will Reznov somehow make a return? Because we know it's got to do something with, you know, mind control and stuff like that, and messing with people's brains, and, you know, trying to improve, I don't know, on human life, you know, by giving them robotic limbs and stuff like that. So, you know, the mind control and stuff like that has got something to do, it comes into play somewhere. So will Reznov have something to do with this? You know, will he somehow get into how he did with Alex Mason's mind? He's long dead, obviously, but long dead, but will he somehow still make an appearance in the game if we do go back in time and play as Alex Mason again? Will he somehow make a return into the campaign? Will Alex Mason see him again? That would be pretty interesting. In the beginning of the Black Ops 3 teasers on Snapchat, a lot of people, you know, the arguments were World at War 2 or Black Ops 3, and obviously Black Ops 3 was the one that came to be, but has that completely written out the chances of World at War 2? Because let's not forget that they could do the thing we've been talking about, you know, going back in time in some missions. Could we be going back to World War 2? Even the Cold War? You know, to replay certain things so that it fills in the blanks of the story? You know, this isn't a complete impossibility. We can't write anything like that off, because obviously until Sunday we won't know anything. It's all just theorising and putting ideas together. Okay, so there's really only one more thing I have to talk about. I was kind of hoping to have more, but, you know, campaign isn't what everyone really looks forward to in a Call of Duty. You know, it's fun, don't get me wrong, campaign is always fun to play, but it isn't what everyone's really looking for in the Call of Duty. It's not what people look forward to. People want to get straight to the zombies and the multiplayer reveals, just to see how everything's going to roll, how everything's looking, you know, it's going to be awesome. So, the last thing I have to talk about in campaign is basically, you know, just the length of the campaign. You know, the longest campaign I've probably ever played, let me think, I'm not sure. I mean, Black Ops 1 was kind of a long campaign actually, which I enjoyed. Black Ops 2 was probably not as long as Black Ops 1, it didn't feel as long anyway. The Modern Warfare campaigns, especially Modern Warfare 2, was relatively long. Modern Warfare 3 was a little bit longer, I'm pretty sure. But I'm hoping Black Ops 3 will be, you know, one of those campaigns that takes quite a while to complete, especially on something like Veteran. You know, I want it to be a challenge, something that's going to take me a couple of days to finish, or, you know, full day of just dedicated play. It's going to take me to complete the entire thing, because short campaigns are not what you pay for. You pay for something that's going to take time and dedication, and it's extremely fun as well. So anyway, yeah, this cuts short the single player talk. Next video will be the multiplayer side of things, but one thing I can say is on Sunday we are going to find out so much about single player, and I hope that some of the things I listed in this video come true, such as, you know, the class loadout stuff and things like that from Black Ops 2, because they were such good ideas. And the Strike Force missions, I should really have mentioned them, but I'm going to ask you guys anyway for the comment section, what did you guys think of the Strike Force missions on Black Ops 2? You know, would you like to see something like that return in Black Ops 2, where you have to do certain things that can affect the end of the campaign? Or would you rather see them taken out this time and not brought back in? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below, and we'll see you on Sunday. But anyway guys, I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be the multiplayer discussion video. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Hades out.